Ladies and gentlemen, the graduation ceremony will begin shortly. Please switch off your handphones or put them on silent mode if you haven't done so. We have arranged for official photographer to take photos of all graduates receiving their diplomas. There's no need to come to the front to take photograph during the ceremony. If you wish to take additional photos, you may do so after the ceremony ends at the Plaza. I'll be inviting you to stand when the academics processions enters and leaves the convention hall. Graduates, please ensure that you have your admission tickets and identity card with you before joining the queue to receive the scroll box on stage. You will be issued with a card lock-on ID and password as you leave the stage. Please keep the card as you will need it to place your orders for photos. Lastly, graduates. Graduation is a formal process. Please show your respect for our guests and fellow graduates in your behavior. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Our guest speaker, Mr. Richard Tan, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the 58th graduation ceremony of Singapore Polytechnic. At these 16th and 15th and final sessions, we will be presenting diplomas and other awards to graduates from the School of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. May I now invite our Principal and Chief Executive Officer, Mr. So Wai Wah, to deliver the graduation address. Mr. So, please.
Mr. Richard Tan, the Chairman of Success Resources Group, distinguished guests, parents, family, colleagues, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Welcome to our 58th graduation ceremony. This year, we have 5,263 students graduating from Singapore's first Polytechnic. I congratulate all the graduates, and in particular, the 227 of you here receiving your certificates in this session. Founded in 1954, Singapore Poly held our first graduation ceremony in 1961. And then in 1990, we had our 50,000 graduate. In the year 2000, we have our 100,000 graduate. And in the year 2010, we have our 150,000 graduate. This year, we celebrate achieving the milestone of graduating our 200,000 graduate. This is a special privilege and honor for us. It is the first Polytechnic in Singapore to be able to achieve this. To the graduates assembled here today, all of you now can be proud to be part of this 200,000 strong network of illustrious men and women who, like you, they had entered through the gates of SB, but they have gone on to help build Singapore to what we are today over the last 6 decades. Some of these illustrious alumni include, from the earliest cohort, the veteran architect, Mr. Tan Cheng Siong. He's famous for instance, for the condominiums such as the Pearl Bank apartment. He was conferred the President's Design Award in 2012. From the 1980s, we have the current chairman of the Singapore Poly Board of Governors, Mr. Bill Cheng. He is the CEO Group Enterprise of Singtel. Not only does he play a major role in the development of our IT and communication industry through his role in Singtel, he also was in the Committee for the Future Economy set up by the Singapore government. In recognition of his contribution, he was awarded the Public Service Star in 2017. More recently, we have an accomplished scientist in Dr. Jonathan Loh. He is the Senior Principal Investigator at the Institute of Molecular and Cell Biology, the 1997 graduate. He is the first Singaporean to be elected to the Elite Global World Technology Network in 2012 for his work in stem cells. I hope that all the graduates today will draw inspiration from this outstanding alumni and continue the SB tradition of powering Singapore's transformation, developing us not just towards a strong economy, but also a caring society. To help you carry this SB alumni mantle, to renew the country, to thrive in an era of constant disruption, we have transformed ourselves to be a polytechnic not just for young people, but also a polytechnic for all ages. We've committed ourselves to be your lifelong learning partner beyond your graduation. Through our continuing education programs, we will help you to upgrade, further develop your skills not just in your specialized areas, but in generic ones too, such as entrepreneurship. All of you will find these programs helpful as you face a volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous environment, constantly subjected to technological disruption. In this environment, you need to constantly learn, unlearn, relearn, and go beyond what you received just these last 3 years. So your graduation today is really the beginning of a new long-term relationship with Singapore Polytechnic. So graduates, as I once again extend my congratulations, I say to you not just goodbye, but really also see you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. So. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest speaker this morning is Mr. Richard Tan, Chairman of Success Resources Group. Success Resources Group is a leading global education organization that organizes 500 events in 30 countries, 70 cities across Asia, Europe, Africa, and America. Mr. Tan is also the chairman of a public company listed on the Australia Stock Exchange. In 2013, Mr. Tan was the winner of the Singapore Phoenix Award, which is an annual award given by the Government of Singapore to encourage the spirit of entrepreneurship in Singapore, as well as to recognize a person who has done exceptionally well in businesses despite initial obstacles. In 2017, Mr. Tan received the Top CEO of the Year awards from influential brands and Deloitte, which recognizes and profiles a select group of CEOs who are outstanding in 5 areas, namely brand leadership, brand expansions, financial performances, innovation, and personal integrity. It is now my pleasure to invite Mr. Richard Tan to deliver the graduation address. Mr. Tan, please.
Principal and CEO, Singapore Polytechnic, Mr. So Wai Hua, members of the Board of Governors, distinguished guests, parents, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, my name is Richard Tan. I'm very, very, very happy to be here. First and foremost, congratulations to all graduates, your parents and lecturers of the Singapore Polytechnics on this very, very special occasion. You've all worked very, very hard and you should be proud of yourself. Now, graduates, let's appreciate all your lecturer and your parents here. Please help me give them a big hand, come on. It is an honor to be speaking before you. I'm also a Singapore Polytechnic graduate. I'm very, very fond, I have very fond memory of this wonderful place. And some of my best year and fun year are actually spent within these walls. When Mr. Roger invited me to speak, I asked myself this question: what did I wish someone had said to me when I graduate? Some of you in this room here are still on the lookout for a career opportunity. Some of you here may already found jobs, or some of you who would like to go for further study. Whatever it is that you have planned for your life, I'd like to share with you some short story that I hope will be of use to you. Now, ever since I was 10 years old, I've always wanted to be an electrical engineer. Now, let me share with you the background. Now, I'm a second-generation Singaporean. Both my parents are from China, and my father was a trishaw rider, and my mother a very simple housewife. We were staying in an old house near Mustafa, Little India. One day when I came back home, I was about 10 at that time, I witnessed my mother was having an argument, unpleasant argument with a man. I recognized he was our neighborhood electrician. Apparently, my mother got him to repair a broken ceiling light, And he wanted to charge my mother $2, which today is about $50. My mother felt it was too cutthroat, and only willing to pay half of it. It was an ugly, ugly argument. That night, I told myself that I will never let anyone humiliate my mother again. When I grew up, I want to fix all the electrical work in the house for her, for my mother. I wanted to be the boss to hire that man. That was my compelling reason to want to be an engineer. As soon as I graduated, I can't wait to look for a job. Now, in the Polytechnic, we study Kirchhoff's law, Ohm's law, and many theoretical law that will help us pass our examination. I wanted to experience the real practical part of what I have studied. Many of my classmates, apply for a job in a HDB or URA or a PUB as a draftman or supervisor. But my first instinct is to look for a job that I can learn from scratch. I applied for a job and got a job as a storeman in a small electrical contracting company. As a storeman, I knew that I can get familiar with all the electrical engineering products, such as different type of cable size, distribution panel, switchgear, conduit, trunking, etc. There are few people working in the store, and I was the most hardworking one. The store was busiest in the morning when the company's lorries and pickup come, the electrician will unload all the raw material and send them to the work site. Now after that, actually, it was quite quiet and there's almost nothing to do. Now instead of going to Linkopi with other workers, I actually volunteered and followed one of the site supervisors to go to the site. And soon I not only become familiar with what is in the store, but also on the job site. Now one day, when I went back to the office, it was quite late in the night, I saw there was light in the office. My boss was working on a tender. In fact, I asked him if I could help him. Now he was fairly surprised because this is obviously out of my job scope. Anyway, he needed someone to add up some figure, etc. And soon, I even learned how to calculate tender. I was the only one in the office that knew what is in the store, what happened on the job site, and how to work on the tender. In just 6 months, I was promoted above my superior and became the right-hand man to my boss. At that time, my pay was lower than many of my classmates working in HDB or URA. But never did I once let my low pay affect my positive working attitude and the opportunity to learn. I was willing to do beyond my job duty. In fact, after my boss passed away, I went to work on the oil rig. With the same positive working attitude and keen learning spirit and willingness to give more than what was required, I managed to make many, many friends. I soon became a popular and highly demanded engineer in the offshore industry. Now, here are some lessons, graduate. Number one, when you are young, don't just look at earning big money. Take the opportunity to learn as much as you can. Number two, make friends first before make money. Okay? Number three, find a compelling reason for doing what you are doing. This is really, really important because during the rough time, this compelling reason will become your anchor and strength to propel you forward. Now today, I'm the chairman of a public listed company. I'm the chairman of Success Resources. We are the leading seminar promoter in the world. As the MC has mentioned, we run about 500 over seminars in 30 countries in 70 cities. We promote world-class speakers like Sir Richard Branson, President Bill Clinton, UK Prime Minister Tony Blair, the world #1 success coach Anthony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki, and even the current US President, Mr. Donald Trump, speaks on our platform. I started this business a little bit by accident 25 years ago. In the late 1980s, when there's an oil crisis, the oil price went down. The price of the oil was so low that the oil company actually kept the well because every barrel that came out from the well, the oil company lose money. And I was laid off during this downtime. I have a good friend where I grew up together with. Well, you can guess, he's a friend from Singapore Polytechnic. Now, he volunteered me to help a non-profit organization run a conference. After the conference was over, somebody came to me and said, hey, Richard, you're quite a good organizer. Why don't you do it full-time? And I said, why not? So I've been doing full-time from that day to today, quite by accident. Now, if any one of you seated in this room here, if you ever organize any parties or any conference, you will know that it takes almost the same amount of time to organize a small conference or a big conference. Now, if it takes the same amount of resources and time to organize a small one or a big one, I ask myself this, would I want to organize a small or a big one? Of course, I want to organize a big conference. Now, during that time, the biggest venue in Singapore is the Singapore Indoor Stadium. It can take about 8,000 people at full capacity. Now, I want to ask you a question. If the capacity of the venue can take 8,000 people, what should my target be? Of course, 8,000. Now, after working several months, I did not hit my 8,000 target. I only got 5,000 participants for my first event. It was only a few months later that someone told me it was the largest non-trade business conference in Singapore. The lesson here are as follows. Number one, you don't need to know everything to start doing something. In the street of Singapore, there are many, many people, smart people, maybe smarter than you and me, more qualified than you and me. They are still waiting to find out about everything to start doing something. Now, I did not obtain any formal qualification on how to run a conference. I never worked for any formal company that runs a conference. I have totally no experience. Now, if I have worked for a conference company, my supervisor will most probably stop me and say, Richard, are you crazy or stupid to want to organize a seminar in the Singapore Indoor Stadium? Because no one ever do that. The largest non-trade seminar in Singapore at that time was only about 700 people. Because I did not work for any conference company before or have any prior experience, I don't know what cannot be done. Secondly, don't be afraid to think big. Now I want to ask you a question. Where does thinking come from? 2 feet from your heart. How much does it cost you to think? Nothing. And because it costs you nothing to think big, right? I aimed for 8,000 people. I did not achieve it, but I still get 5,000, which is still a record. Don't be afraid to aim for the star. Even if you don't hit the star, you will hit the moon. Now, the problem is not aiming high and not hit it. The problem is aiming low and you hit it. Number 3, today I did not end up doing the work as what I have studied in the Singapore Polytechnic. But the lesson I learned in the Singapore Polytechnic teaches me how to think. Now, with that thinking skill, I can apply it anywhere and be flexible. I've come to the last part of my presentation. Many magazines and newspapers interview me. One of the most common questions they ask is this: Richard, tell me what's the secret, what is your secret of success? Everybody wants to be successful, but our definition of success are all very different. Many people refer to the material part of it. They want to measure you by how much you earn and how much money you have, whether you own a big house, big car, or big everything, But my definition of success is this: when my wife voted me as the best husband in the world, that to me is success. When my children voted me as the best father in the world, that to me is success. When my friend refer me to as their best friend or good friend, that to me is success. When you grow older and busy with your career, it is hard to develop close friends. If you have a handful, you should count it as a blessing. In 10, 20 years' time, your close friends are unlikely, I mentioned unlikely, those that you just know in your professional year, but those that you know right here in this hall. They may be even your great contact in the advancement of your professional career. Remember, people like to work with people they like. So do keep in touch with all your poly friends. You cannot choose who to be your parents, or when you are to be born. You cannot go and ask, Mommy, Daddy, why you never ask my permission to give birth to me? But you can choose how you want to live your life. Fight for your dream, and your dream will fight for you. Don't stop when you're tired. Stop only when it is done. Decide today to make every day the best day for the rest of your life. Graduate, the world out there is waiting for you. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tan. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the presentations of diplomas to the graduates. This morning, we'll be presenting diplomas and other awards to 227 graduates from the School of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. May I now call upon the Acting Director of the School of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Mr. To Sir Kun, to present the diploma. Mr. To, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates for the Diploma in Computer Engineering.
Amos Chong Jit Hon, Chia Song Cheng, Go Jin Yen, Kabeta Takuma, Wen Hao Dennis, Abram Nico Cerro Obligation, Ang Chi Lim Mervin, Ang Hao Jun, Ang Xiong Lin, Ao Wei Tian, Bathan Camela Janina Mendoza, Tsai Zhao An, Chan Kai Sin Andrea, Charlotte Lim Wee Ting, Cheston Tan, Chia Hui Kiong, Chin Su Ting, Ching Chun Hao, Chong Wenjie Vincent, Chong Yi Kang, Chao K. Ren, Chu Guanzhi, Chua Bun Kiam Emerson, Chua Wen Yang Jeremy, Clarence Nicole N. Ocampo de Quiros, Derek Chong Wei Hao, Devin Tae Ming Xiang, Diana binti Muhammad Aris, Philbert Tong Chao Han, Goh Jianhui Isaac, Goh Jie Kang, Goh Jin Wei, Goh Jun Rong, Goh Yue Jun, Goh Zhang Yi, Goh Zhenghui, Hui Yonghua, Jaden Edwin Chua, Jolene Yin Jia Xin, Kong Kan Ten Han, Ku Zhixuan, Kim Yong Wang Gerald, Ko Jun Hao, Ko Yu Xiang, Li Bingxian, Li En, Li Hongyi, Li Junhui, Li Junrong Colin, Li Wei, Lian Jiajie, Lim Yongsun Lester, Lim Ziqiang, Lin Weifeng, Lo Kuangguan, Lo Jinqian, M. Hiris Putra Yusuf, Marcus Singh Ko, Melvin Ryan, Muhammad Nihal Yusuf, Mok Ying Chong, Muhammad Adiputra bin Muhammad Jeffrey, Muhammad Amirullah bin Zukile, Muhammad Farihin bin Maswari, Muhammad Fuad bin Jamaluddin, Muhammad Haikal bin Muhammad Azman, Muhammad Hanif bin Abdul Hamid, Niu Jiansheng Kevin, Ng Ka Hui, Ng Zhenjie Keith, Nicholas Sun Hong Le, Nur Aisha Binte Jeffrey, Nur Laili Kodaria Binte Noaza, Nurdini Rashida Binte Rashid, Nurul Ashikin Binte Rusli, Ong Hui Xiang, Ong Kong Tat, Peng Shizhong Alfred, Pua Kia Kai, Preeti Dash, Pua Jia Qi, Rosario Mark Kenneth Reyes, Ron Jianjun, Sanjay Sajiv, Shabir Khan Muhammad Sultan, Sheikh Ahmad Faris bin Sheikh Fawazi, Sherman Tay Ray Long, Sim Jin Han Brian, Somik Biswas, Stanley Ang Yong Kiet, Su Chia Nung, T Murugeswaran, Tan James Ken Ming, Tan Jia Wei, Tan Jin Darren, Tan Min Xuan, Tan Seng Wei, Tan Yu Tong, Tang Hui Yi, T Ka Kien, Terry Go, Then Sen Jie Roy, Dinesh Kanan Rajagopal, Tian Juan Hao Branson, Timothy Joseph Makbitang Toribio, To Kenji, Tô Wei Xuan, Valina John D. Austria, Wendy Heng Wen Yi, Wind Shui Sin Ong, Wong Chun Siang Melvin,
Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates for the Diploma in Energy Systems and Management.
Ko Jin Lin Eliza, Lo Se Ling, Pai Wen Hong, Abraham Ballock, Amirul Afiq bin Hassan, Amos Go Jun Bin, Ang Wee Long, Camille Mavic Tupas Castro, Chai Yu Hui, Chan Zhixiang Dennis, Chin Sin Yi, Chin Xiong Sheng, Chiok Pei Yu, Chong Lian Kai, Chong Ya Jie, Chua Xiang En Elvis, Clement Neo Boon Wei, Danal Nazrullah bin Taufik, Denzel Lim Kai Jie, Edward Cliff Tan Le Xuan, Elias Ng, Fu Changjun Nicholas, Gabriel Matthew Galupo Rodriguez, Jillian Tan Anti, Go Chi Yang, Go Jing Han, He Ziqi, Heng Jerry, Hao Po Kwan Benjamin, Izzadin bin Osman, James Yu Zixuan, Joey Ang Shi Yuan, Kwek Jia Wei, Li Wangjun, Leong Jia Yang Eugene, Li Chen Yuan, Lim Jia Yi Coco, Lim Jin Kiet, Lim Xian Hui Tia Nicole, Lin Ying, Lo Yi Zhen, Lo Jun Kai, Lo Zhen Long Rommel, Malisa Adila Binte Abdul Aziz, Marcus Fu Ti Fa, Muhammad Haikal bin Yusri, Muhammad Hilmi bin Abdul Aziz, Muhammad Huzaifi bin Muhammad Haizal Bonawi, Muhammad Iz Adli bin Hairu, Muhammad Rakim bin Jasni, Nabil Fikri bin Muhammad Fuad, Neo T. Kai Ron, Nur Afifa Binte Zaini, Nur Shahila Binte Sharil, Nuru Hafika Binte Abu Sama, Ong Chin Yi, Pang Yishuan, Sik Keng Hien Cyrus, Sean Ang Le Ti, Shahaduna Begum Binte Muhammad Hanifa, Shannon Tan Hui Shan, Siva Kuma Niroshini, Tai Weize Raymond, Tan Jia Jie, Tan Minze Jeremy, Tay Teng Teng, Tay Yi Xiang, Teo Jun Singh, Tian Dien Vin, To Ju Young Marcus, Yup Bu Priscilla, Ya Zhi Hao, Zhou Yi Tao,
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the list of graduates from the School of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. Thank you, Mr. To. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now present the prizes to our graduates for their excellent academics performances. May I invite Mr. Richard Tan, Chairman of Success Resources Group, to present the following prizes. Mr. Tan, please. From the Diploma in Computer Engineering course, the Infra Comms Prize, Chan Wei Jie. Receiving the ST Kinetic prizes are Christopher Shan Naidu, Oh Zihua, the SICK Product Center Asia Prize, Lim Tian Yu. Receiving the Cisco System prizes are Ming Hen Ang, Tiu Wei Jian, from the Diploma in Energy Systems and Management course, the ST Kinetic Prize, Ku Shen Yang. The SP Group Prize, Lee Hong Wen. The YR Industries Prize, Pan Yong Liang. That concludes the presentations of prizes. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now present course medals to our top graduates for their outstanding all-round performances. From the Diploma in Computer Engineering course, the Red Hat Silver Medal is awarded to Tae Wen Hao. The Cisco Systems Gold Medal is awarded to Chan Chun Leong. From the Diploma in Energy Systems and Management course, the Petrochemical Corporations of Singapore Silver Medal is awarded to Yo Tian Shen. The following graduate was awarded the Lee Kuan Yew Award in the first session of the graduation ceremony. Today, the SP Group Gold Medal, the OCBC Prize, and the Institutions of Engineers Gold Medal Award are awarded to Dominic Lee Guo Ming. That concludes the presentations of course medals. Thank you, Mr. Tan. Ladies and gentlemen, giving the valedictorian speech this morning is Chan Chun Long. A graduate of the Diploma course in Computer Engineering, may I call upon Chun Long to deliver the farewell address on behalf of the new graduates. Chun Long, please.
A very good morning to our guest speaker, Mr. Richard Tan, Principal and CEO, Mr. So Waiwa, ladies and gentlemen. It is my greatest honor and pleasure to stand before all of you and speak on behalf of my fellow graduates holding on to your hard-earned diplomas. My journey leading up to this moment has not been an easy one. 3 years ago, I was seated in this very convention center, wondering if my decision to come to a Polytechnic was right. Today, I stand proud to declare that I have no regrets. I'm so glad I decided to join SP, knowing that I've learned so much to become someone who is life-ready, work-ready, and world-ready. My most memorable experience in SP was the Learning Express trip to a remote island in Thailand in year 2. It was such a stark contrast to how we live in Singapore, with no cars or computers anywhere in sight. A shock indeed to a computer engineering student like me, who is always surrounded with technology. It was because of this that I've learned to think out of the box, to make use of what we had to solve real-world problems. Instead of relying purely on technology, we use unconventional ways to help publicize the island as a tourist attraction and increase the village's revenue. When I first joined SP, I only aimed to obtain my diploma without any end in mind. SP gave me the opportunity to continuously try new things without the fear of failing. Without knowing how to code, I have built new systems and mobile applications single-handedly. Although I burned many microchips along the way, the skills learned serve to strengthen my deep passion in engineering. All these experiences have led me to realize that the future is in our hands, and we have the power and capability to do whatever we want and make the next big thing. The time of complaining about long lectures and projects is over. As future engineers, we must always think, see, and do things differently so that we break through old conventions and reinvent the way we interact with technology. Do not be afraid of trying or failing. We are in charge of the future now. This journey would have been this smooth sailing if not for the lecturers who constantly stretch us beyond our comfort zone with challenging projects. Thank you for making the effort to bond with us on a personal level, joining us for meals, shopping, or even the spa in SPGG. To my fellow classmates, thank you for constantly grumbling with me about projects and for the jokes we crack in class. Lastly, I'd like to thank my parents and my brother. Daddy, Mommy, 哥哥，谢谢你们一直陪着我身边，不断的鼓励我，支持我，我爱你们。Thank you for always being there for me and believing in me. I love you all. Let me end this with a quote from Kung Fu Panda. If you only do what you can do, you will never be more than you are. Dare to be different and dare to go out of the box. Thank you, and all the best to the class of 2018.
Thank you, Chun Long. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduation ceremony is now closed. May I invite all to stand? The procession group will now leave the convention hall. Thank you for your patience. Please join us for the tea reception at the Plaza outside the Convention Center. May I invite parents and guests to leave the Convention Center first. Please ensure that you have all your belongings. Have a pleasant day.